Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chris Daly, co-founder of FWW. This is YouTube, and this is Darren Ewan. Darren.
Hi, Chris.
You alright?
Yeah, not too bad.
We've sort of got 7 hours of wrestling to get through, so let's start. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I predicted that winner. I thought that would happen. The way it happened as well, I sort of predicted that too.
Yeah, I think the ending with the, as you said, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle, it kind of took me by surprise because because there was no new, Bray Wyatt hadn't been announced as one of the entrants. So whether they're going to put what they're going to do with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy.
Well, I think they'll put them in the tag division, but we'll get more onto that later because that was just weird. Okay, next up, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. It was a good match.
Now, when I saw the brackets for the Cruiserweight tournament, I thought
Drew
this
Gulak
has to be the finals. They had a match about a month or two ago on 205 Live, and that was epic. And then this match, and then you see one. There's a picture of even John Cena applauding in the top rope Spanish fly that Mustafa Ali did. And I think my only criticism was why couldn't they have just got 2 matches on the pre-show
and gone with that on the main show?
Not necessarily. Just move the Cruiserweight. I think if I would have done, I probably would have moved the Raw Tag Title match onto the pre-show.
What match?
Only because of the Usos, because they had beat those.
You mean the SmackDown Tag Team titles?
9-10 years, and they had never been on the main WrestleMania show. They had already been on they had always been on the pre-show in whatever capacity. And I thought for one of the elite teams in WWE in recent years, I just found that a bit ridiculous. But I think it would have graced the quality of the match between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali would have definitely graced the pay-per-view in my mind. I can understand time constraints and all that, but for me they had to go, as great as Mustafa Ali is, they had to go with Cedric Alexander as the champion because
he was going to win it in January.
He was supposed to get his shot. Yeah, he was supposed to get his shot at the Royal Rumble, and we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
So then I hope that they give Cedric a long reign, because I kind of cast the mind back to when I think a lot of people first took any real notice of Cedric, because when he took part in the Cruiserweight Classic, he had lost in the second round to Kota Ibushi in, for me, what was the match of the tournament. And then afterwards, there's a video on the WWE's YouTube channel where you can quite hear the crowd. Firstly, they start chanting, "Thank you, Cedric," and then they say, "Please sign Cedric." And then Triple H comes out and then sort of gestures to the crowd going, "Yep, I will sign him." And to be fair, I just think they like I said before, they've done the right thing, and I think it'll be interesting to see who they go with as his first challenger.
I think it's gonna be the Aussie known as Buddy Murphy. I think he's gonna be the next challenger, either him or Drew Gulak.
And I think and I think a lot of people I think were critical when he got when he got called up to the main roster for the tournament, because I think a lot of people weren't like sure.
Okay, so the next one being Naomi winning the women's battle royal. Why? I mean, what purpose did that give to Naomi? She didn't need that.
What I thought was great was that they did. What I thought was great was, for those that don't know, they entered not one, not two, not three, but 6 NXT women. They entered into the women's battle. They entered Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, Peyton Royce, Tanara Conti, Kavita Devi, and Dakota Kai. And I thought those were probably good. I mean,
I thought Kairi Sane could have probably won it.
I thought they all did really well. I mean, like I said, I'll be very like I said yesterday when we previewed it, I will be very surprised if we don't see Peyton Royce and Billie Kay on the moved up onto the main roster.
Do you think Emma Moon was too banged up from the night before to be in it?
I don't know. It's just one that I think, but I do think. I think whether it's the win is gonna catapult Naomi.
I think
in terms of being like the number one contender for the SmackDown Women's title. So
I think they'll move it to Raw anyway. In the shake-up.
Right, yeah. I mean, we'll have to wait and see when they start doing the.
It's obvious that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going there now. Huh. But we'll get more onto that later, because I believe that was one of the matches of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so. But what I wanted to know is, why did they put it on Naomi? Why did they give it to Naomi? They could have given it to Bayley. It would have made more sense to give it to Bayley.
Again, I think that I like the way they used it to try and sort of get more momentum to the feud and to the angle. So.
Right, so next up, we have the triple threat for the Intercontinental title, which was a hell of a match. And I was pleasantly surprised that the Miz sent the Miz to Raj away before the match started. I thought that was a good thing for him to do. I don't know why, he's a heel, so I'd have thought he'd have kept them there. But he told them to go because he could do it by himself, which was a good thing.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I think it was one of those ones that they had to sort of look at possibly having a couple of the belts exchange hands, and I think to have it be someone like Seth Rollins, who is now a Grand Slam champion, having held every title in WWE, and look,
hasn't had the Universal belt yet.
I think it was overall. I think it was a good start to the actual main show.
Yeah, it started the good show. It started well. It started the show off at about a 7.5 out of 10 to start with. So, well, the next match That was a bloody surprise, that was. Charlotte beating Asuka. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious thing was, again, I think obviously having had two real good matches, you know, how they were going to play it out with, I think, like a lot of people, I thought Asuka was going to win.
I think everybody in the world thought Asuka was going to win, but Charlotte pulled it off. It was a good match. I believe probably the third best match of the night.
I think it just shows you how good of a wrestler Charlotte Flair is or has become when Asuka came on the mic and got on the mic at the end of the match saying that Charlotte was ready for Asuka.
Yeah, I thought Asuka was going to turn heel there. I must admit, I thought Asuka was going to level Charlotte and then Carmella was going to come out. But it didn't happen, so...
I just think because that was just one of those matches. Yeah, they were both sort of faces, but it was one of those real sort of back and forth sort of matchups. Now, the next match was the four-way for the United States title: Bobby Roode, Rusev, Jinder Mahal, and Randy Orton.
The wrong person won. I mean, they should have changed hands, but the wrong person won. Rusev should have won.
Yeah, I mean...
Plus, I actually went to the toilet at this bit, I think.
Yeah, but the one thing I think, which reason why it was a good thing that they went with someone like Jinder Mahal to win was if you look at when Jinder first started out on the main roster, he was like really a nobody, you know, like a nobody. And then he's come up to be one of the top wrestlers in the company. So I think it wasn't the best of man. It wasn't as good as the first two matches, and as well as the cruiserweight title.
I only went for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I only went for 8 minutes and 15 seconds anyway, so.
Yeah. So next up was Triple H and Stephanie McMahon against Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey.
Okay, that is probably the second best match of the night because yeah, I wasn't expecting Ronda Rousey to be that good when she got in the ring. She impressed me so much.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the fact that she was able to...
She near enough tapped out Triple H.
What I thought was so impressive, I think the best bit for me of Ronda Rousey with the whole in terms of her interactions with Triple H was when Triple H hits a pedigree on Kurt Angle. Ronda Rousey breaks up the pin. Then, as the crowd are chanting, "This is awesome," Triple H goes for a pedigree on Ronda. She then rolls up and then hits a hurricanrana, and then she applies her signature armbar. But again, I think it was such a great. It was a great match, and what I thought was even great was that they even panned to show Ronda's former boss in the UFC president, Dana White.
Yeah.
Who was actually in the crowd. But I think, you know, and I think like everyone, I think I was blown away by Ronda. You know, the way she was able to carry herself. I mean, the bits I had seen, I mean, I think a lot of people had thought she was just doing it when she had like I think a lot of people weren't sure whether she was going to sort of take it seriously, but seeing the bits that I'd seen from when she's trained with Shayna Baszler and some of the other women at the WWE Performance Center, it showed that she was taking it really seriously.
Yeah, I mean, One next for Ronda. Is it a match against Nia?
Again, I don't know. I think it's difficult to say.
Oops, I hit a spoiler alert, but then I hadn't seen it. Oops. There we go, we ain't got to that match yet, but I just hit a spoiler alert. Huh?
Now, the next match was for the triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos, the New Day, which were comprised of Kofi Kingston and Big E, again, and the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers just dominated the entire match. I mean, it was basically a three-way squash match. Mind you, everybody thought that was going to be the case anyway.
I love the fact that WWE decided to, as it were, pull the trigger on having the Bludgeon Brothers win the titles at the biggest show of them all, and sure, the crowd, you could tell that the crowd, they were quite deflated in terms of, obviously, after the impressive match that Ronda Rousey had, but I mean, as usual, the New Day were entertaining in terms of their entrance.
Yes. Although I don't think it was quite as good as last year when they came out of the giant booty cereal box. That was hilarious.
So then John Cena, who started in the crowd, he came out. Then Cena starts saying a few things. Then, after speaking with a couple of the reps, he starts to exit the ring. Then Elias comes out with on his guitar. And then the Undertaker ultimately comes out, but it was the old school Undertaker, the Undertaker that we've been used to.
Yeah, Kid Rock was at a concert when they say he wouldn't have been able to play him into the ring anyway.
Because
but it was a squash match. I thought after months and months and months and months of build up, I thought the match was going to be something special, but it was 2 minutes and it was terrible.
No, absolutely, I completely agree. Now, and I think it'll be interesting what they do with Cena next.
I think he's going away again for a few more months. I think he's got another film lined up. So
yeah. Now, next up was the match of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
Well, isn't it great to see Daniel Bryan back? Didn't everybody get a touch of nostalgia when Daniel Bryan walked out into that ring? Not in a suit, but in wrestling attire. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think the fact that they were playing the underdogs all the way through the match, like they were both really injured during that match, and the fact they come away with the victory, does that mean now we'll see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come up on Raw tomorrow night?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think whether we see it sort of,
then they could challenge.
Play out a bit more.
They could challenge for the tag titles, or they could challenge the broken universe of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, or the Revival, or the Club. I mean, I don't think Braun Strowman and Nicholas will last long.
But again, like you say, I think as regards what will happen, I couldn't possibly hazard a guess, because but I mean, we'll obviously just have to sort of wait and see.
Yeah. It was a great match, man. I thoroughly enjoyed the match.
Yeah, and I think.
Mm.
Well, I mean, the crowd was flat, but Daniel Bryan was still able to get them fired up. So next up was the women's match between Raw women's title match between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax.
Wasn't really a match. It was just basically Nia throwing Alexa around, but I liked that. It made her look dominant, and the champion needs to look dominant. My question is, who the hell are they going to use to beat Nia Jax? She could have that title for 8 years. She could have that title for years. She's dominant, and champions need to look dominant, so... I mean, the fact that she brutalized Mickie James before the match even started to get her out of the equation was a really good idea. And then the actual... Well, I'm going to call it a squash match, because that's what it was. I think Alexa got one move in. And I thought, I don't normally like squash matches, but I think this was a good thing because it showed like months and months and months of them criticizing her and bullying her, so to speak. And then she just comes up, takes all of it, and then just ends up being, she's now the Raw Women's Champion, so we'll see where it goes from there. I'm quite looking forward to this roller coaster ride.
Now, I think with Nia winning the title, I think it just shows that WWE they're not just they don't just give the right title to like women who are like the standard sort of size of the women wrestlers that they've had in the past.
No. Right, so afterwards, it was the so-called dream match everybody was waiting for. AJ Styles versus Nakamura. I actually thought the match was a bit flat myself. I mean, the ending was better. The ending, I don't think anybody saw coming. Like when the match was finished. But, well done, AJ Styles, who retained. He is still the WWE champion. For now, he is still the WWE champion. I think he may lose it at Backlash. Yeah.
What did you make about the heel turn of Nakamura?
So shocking. Nobody actually thought that was going to happen. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him now as a heel. Whether they stick Paul Heyman with him. Because the one thing lacking in Nakamura's game is no fault of his own, is because he's Japanese. His promo skills aren't exactly fantastic.
I mean, he is improving. If you look at the promo he did before his match with Rusev at the pay-per-view before. Now, next up came the most pointless match, which ended up being the bar against Braun Strowman and a fan called Nicholas.
Can I just ask, like, it lasted 4 minutes. We can't really talk about the match because it was just a Braun Strowman squash.
No, but interesting thing.
What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen on Raw this evening? Do you reckon they'll keep the tag belts, or do you reckon they'll get stripped?
Yeah, the one thing I was just going to say, and I found this out today, this young lad called Nicholas is actually the son of the WWE referee John Cone.
Yeah. What, so they're gonna have John Cone defend the tag titles of Braun Strowman?
Now, next up was obviously the last match of the night, which is Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. How Brock left over the title, I have no idea. I mean, he shouldn't have. And if you consider it took not one, not two, but 6 F5s.
I think even tomorrow night on Raw, he could lose the belt. I really think it could happen. Oh, tonight, I'm wrong. He will lose the tag belt. I genuinely think that Roman Reigns will probably beat him either tonight or at Backlash for get the title.
Yeah, I think they'll probably now. I know this ain't so. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what the. I know the cliche is what the fallout's going to be.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Now,
maybe they'll do a. Sorry, maybe they'll do a like beat the clock challenge to decide the number one contender.
I think it's anyone's, because you never know if anyone's going to debut or what have you. So. And that's why I think the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania generally always deliver.
Yeah, I actually think we'll see Neville back tonight. I think we'll see Braun Strowman back tonight. And I think we'll see Rey Mysterio. I think we'll see Mysterio back tonight.
Yeah. Now, I know that this isn't strictly to do with WrestleMania, but if anyone's been looking in terms of what's happened with Alberto El Patron.
I mean, what did happen now? Why did he no-show? Is there a reason he no-showed, or did he just not be bothered to show up?
Basically, during the whole WrestleMania week or weekend, Impact were doing a show in conjunction with Lucha Underground. They had already announced that Pentagon Jr. or Penta El Zero Miedo was going to face his tag team partner Rey Fenix at their Redemption pay-per-view coming up. Now, as far as the Lucha Underground Impact dual collaborated show, they were going to do a tag team match. It was going to be Rey Fenix and Austin Aries against Pentagon Dark as he's wrestlers in Lucha Underground and Alberto El Patron. Now, Alberto El Patron chooses to no-show. There was supposed rumors about him being sick. Impact Wrestling announced that they fired him, and obviously this left a problem in terms of the Redemption pay-per-view because El Patron was supposed to face Austin Aries for the Impact World title.
Apparently now that's going to go to Rey Fenix, apparently.
No, well, last night, during the Saturday night while he was competing for Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore promotion, where they did a show on an online channel thing called Twitch, Austin Aries revealed that at Redemption he would be defending the title on April the 22nd in Orlando against both Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix. So, again, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah. Anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you actually give WrestleMania? I think I'd give it an 8. The only thing that would stop it being a 9 would be the 3 matches that I particularly didn't like, which would be the John Cena Undertaker one, the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar one, because they just didn't make sense. The booking didn't make sense. And even to a certain extent, the AJ Styles Nakamura one, although the heel turn saved that at the end. But I would give it a solid 8.
I would probably have to agree.
I mean, it wasn't a bad show. We just had a few bad matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it wasn't a bad show. There was, like you said, there's a few bad matches, and some of the things just didn't make sense because obviously.
But when you have 7 hours of wrestling, you're gonna have a few bad matches.
Oh yeah, of course. That's common. You know, that's something that's going to happen. So.
All right, mate. Thanks for doing this again.
All right, no problem, Chris.
We'll do this again at some